Hi, hi everyone. So welcome to the senior Q&A panel. My name is Suankaew. I'm the membership development and recognition chair for our club. I'm currently a second year biology major.
And hello, I'm Jonathan Ichino. I am the Membership Development and Education Chair for our club. I'm currently going into my 5th year as a insert major here.
So we first want to thank you guys for being here today at the panel and the weekly kickback. We have some recently graduated seniors here with us today, and they'll be talking about some of their life experiences in college and Circle K. And for the audience question part, just please hold your questions till towards the end of the panel, and then you'll be able to ask them directly through the raise hand function. So first, let's get to know our graduating seniors. And first of all, I just want to congratulate all of them on their graduation. It's a tough time right now, but I'm really, I think we're all really appreciative of all they've done for our club. So yeah, let's get to know them. So first, we're gonna go down the line, starting with Cammie.
Hi everyone, my name is Cammie. I served on this past year sports committee at the international level. I'm a health science major. I just graduated. My graduation was supposed to be yesterday. So yeah, that's about me.
Oh, also Cammie, what have you been up to during quarantine?
I've been interning at the Orange County Healthcare Agency and been doing research. Yeah.
Okay, next is John.
Hi everyone, my name is John. I am a graduating biology major with a chemistry minor. I served as one of your family heads this past year. And so what have I been up to lately? So lately it's just been the job search. I still have my internship, but then I want to have something more stable later on. So I've just been applying around to jobs for the most part while just staying home because of quarantine. And yeah, that's me.
All right, next is Mlou.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Mlou. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I am a senior studying psychology. I actually have one more semester left, so I'm not done. But I'm a senior. And what I've been up to since quarantine. So my job has ended, so I'm working on like making more art so I can make more money. That's it.
Next is Louise.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Luis. I'm a computer science major, and what I've been up to basically is I had an internship since last summer, so I've been working basically and finishing up school, and then Animal Crossing, and that's pretty much it.
All right, Paulyn.
Hi guys, my name is Paulyn. I graduated with a communications major. Recently, I still have my internship and I was supposed to finish it up, but because of COVID, it was put to a halt. Yeah. So currently I'm just trying to find a job, but you know, things tough right now.
And last is Thuyvi.
Hi everyone, I'm Thuyvi. I graduated with a marketing degree and a minor in PR. In quarantine, I've just mostly been like learning programs and stuff like that, and then also freelancing right now. Yeah, and trying to find a job.
All right, thank you guys. So we'll head into our first questions, and it's about your future plans. So now that you guys have all graduated, what do you hope to do in terms of like from now on? Like, what are you looking to do in the near future, in terms of maybe career goals? And yeah, well, let's if you guys want to go down the line.
For me, in the fall, I'm going to be pursuing a graduate degree, like a master's degree in health science at Johns Hopkins, but at the same time, I'll be continuing my research work, so that's going towards my career.
Yeah, next is
Um,
John.
Okay. So right now, I still have my internship for 6 months until after I graduate. So for now, it's pretty much just waiting until I can come back to my internship. And then in terms of career goals, I also want to go back to school to get my master's after a year, but then I want to take a gap year before I do anything. And so right now, it's pretty much just applying for jobs so I can expand my skill set. And so I've been applying for internships with the EPA. I've been talking to my teacher about it, and she's been really helpful with me, giving me advice. And so right now, it's just the job hunt and really just trying to focus on my own health a lot and seeing how I can improve myself personally.
Mlou?
Okay, so in terms of career goals, my career goals kind of expand like outside of psychology. So when I'm in school, I had no time to really focus on my personal goals in terms of art. So right now I'm kind of just revamping my brand and everything. And also I'm planning to look into all the organizations that Project Ocean has partnered with at past events and seeing what openings they have.
Okay, Luis.
All right, for me in the future, come August, maybe July, my internship becomes full-time. So for not much will change on that end, just for the most part, more hours, and I'll be working there for as long as I can see for now. And that's what I'll be doing. Yep.
Paulyn?
So I wanted to go into a career in event planning, but since we're not allowed to gather in large groups, that's can't really happen as of now. But right now, I'm just trying to find any internships that will grow my skill set or anything along the lines of coordination. It doesn't have to be events; it could be like office stuff too. So that's my plan as of now.
Okay, and Thuyvi.
So for me, right now, like I want to get into like agency, whether it's advertising or marketing, specifically with copywriting or performance marketing. So I've been like freelancing right now. I'm working on a project with a startup and mostly just doing like marketing PR stuff. And I've also been like networking a lot, doing like informational interviews and just like doing like lots of like reading, listening to podcasts and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you guys for your responses. For the next question, this one will be related to your major. Just why did you choose your major? And if you ever switched, why did you switch?
Okay, I'm gonna go. So I originally started off as a lot of majors. So I started off at Orange Coast College, which is a community college. First, it was just like I was just there to get my general education, and then I was like, okay, I want to do art. Okay, I want to do illustration. Okay, I want to do graphic design, web design. But then I ended up taking like all those art classes, and it just was not vibing very well with me. I didn't like being told what to do in terms of that area. So then I took like 2 classes. It was a general psych class and then positive psychology. And actually, it was 3 classes and psychology of happiness. And I really liked what I learned in those classes. And I felt like that was an area I wasn't familiar with. Like with art, I was pretty comfortable and I felt like I didn't really want to branch out in terms of college education. So I stuck with psychology and boom. Yeah.
So for me, I actually started off as a marine biology major, and I ended up switching to general biology just because I didn't want to be tied down to marine biology. And I think my whole purpose was I was initially inspired by my friend in high school because she was the one that really opened up my mind to all of the problems happening in our environment. And so from there, I decided that I wanted to pursue something with acquired toxicology. And after going through college, I realized that I didn't want to be tied down to just acquired toxicology. I wanted to expand out more to general environment toxicology. And so that's why I chose biology as my major. Yeah.
I can go next. I've always known what I wanted to do, and that is to help people. And I've always loved science, but I didn't know that there was such thing as public health. So over time, I just continue pursuing my interest, which was research and just working on large scale data. It wasn't until senior year when one of my teachers, she was in my AP bio professor, the world of epidemiologic health, and got me really interested in pursuing that profession. And I never changed my major. Once I got into it, I really loved what I was doing.
All right, I'll go next then. For my major, in case you forgot, I chose computer science, and from a young age, really, I've just always been into computers. Probably since around second grade, I knew I wanted to do something with computers. At first, I wanted to be a vet, but I just knew I wanted to be in the field of computers, and then eventually, computer science just made sense with what I wanted and with what I liked. So I've stuck with that since I started college, and that's pretty much where I am now.
I guess I'll go next. So officially on the record, I never really switched majors, but I guess before I just kind of decided on communications, because the only thing, I never really have a passion. I've never really had a passion. So, but the one thing I knew was I really liked planning events for me and my friends to hang out or plan trips for us. So I just went with communications because that's kind of where event planning kind of falls into that. And it's a pretty broad major, so I could really go into other things if I choose to. And yeah, no, I haven't changed besides once I on record communications. Yeah.
And then I'll go last. So for me, in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into STEM because money. But I would do STEM related things in high school and I didn't like it. So I'm like, okay, not that. So I decided to do marketing because I took a marketing class my senior year of high school. And I really liked it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go with it. And while I was taking it, I didn't really know if I wanted to stick with it. So I actually almost did change my major, but I did not. And I decided to pick up a minor too. But yeah.
All right, thank you guys. So let's get into the next question, which is just about Circle K in general. So so anyone can answer. So what were some of your best moments in Circle K and why?
All right, I'll go. So my best moment was all the times I had the opportunity to give workshop presentations. I don't like speaking a lot, and I feel like it's always a challenge for me to go and speak in front of people and teach. But what I really love is teaching people about something I'm very passionate about, and I've definitely gotten a lot of support from a lot of my friends here. So I really appreciate that, and I just appreciate all those moments I got to go up and get out of my comfort zone.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. So I think my favorite moments in Circle K was when I was planning two of one of our biggest events, which were a Wake-a-thon and new member induction this past year, actually. So that was really fun for me, but I think what I'm gonna miss the most is the everyday things, like hanging out in the library, going for boba runs, spending our money together for no reason whatsoever. But I can't really do that now. I can't really hang out in the library if I'm graduated.
So for me, I've been Circle K for a really long time. This is my first year, and so I have a lot of memories. Just I think I agree with Pauline. I feel like the biggest part for me that really made like Circle K like such like a homely environment was being able to like go to the library and just relax with everyone, just going there and being able to talk and not think about school. And I also feel like I had a lot of fun this year in particular because I feel like I focused less on the library because I was always my internship, but I still got to bond a lot with my family this year. The family system really worked out well for me throughout all of the years I had in college, and I've always been able to really get close to new people each year, and I'm really grateful for the experiences that I have had with my family. Like I love my kids.
Okay, so I'll go next. I think I'm really lucky because I had the chance to be in two different Circle K clubs, Orange Coast College and Cal State Long Beach. So that was a lot of love. My best memories from OCC was being technology chair and getting an award for making a website when I had no knowledge of how to do it. So that was like very heartwarming, and I still think about it a lot when I'm down. And then from CSULB, along with just having my own family head as a family head, I think it's just getting support from CSULB CKI, like even outside of Circle K, like when a lot of my friends from the club came to, whether it was a Project Ocean event or if I had an art event on campus, like it just really meant a lot. And it was just really nice to know like the support extends outside of Circle K, and it just shows like how strong the bond is. And yeah, I love bonds and friendships. Yay.
All right, for me, the best moments are just always the people. Ever since first year I've been in CKI, and always the people stand out the crowd that the club brings together. And like other people mentioned, hanging out in the library, the support from other people in the club, and those have always been the best moments and the ones that like stick out for me. So that's what I appreciate really about being in the club, or the times I've spent in the club.
And then for me, I have a lot of like moments, I guess, but again, I don't really have one. But I joined Circle K because of service, and that's something that I've always enjoyed. This past term, I didn't really get to go to that many events because I was pretty busy. But I've always enjoyed like just like bonding with everyone through service, and also like through like leadership and fellowship too. I really enjoyed IDIG, Long Beach, the Skechers Marathon, and like honestly anything that requires waking up early since I start my day early anyway. And like something that like really like made me love Circle K a lot was like fam socials. My first ever like family social, which was breakfast. It was like a gym social, and I like recently like sprained my ankle, and like it was really nice that like they did easier stuff like because I had sprained my ankle. And just like little stuff like that. Like everyone was always like very supportive and like fun to be around.
Okay. Also, I wanted to ask, like, if you had the chance to redo Circle K, what would you have changed? Would it be like maybe your first year you wanted to do more service, or maybe something like that? Would you want to change anything in the past that you did in Circle K?
I'll answer. So for me, I've been involved on a club and district level, but I think if I could go back in the past, I'd try to get more involved on the divisional level.
For me personally, I was only in Circle K for 2 years because I was only in Long Beach for 2 years. I think my first year, I feel like I should have maybe went to more events and hung out more with the club in general. I feel like I would have been able to grow my relationships and like bonds if I did that, but I didn't have time and I lived far.
For me, I wished I did service more because it's my favorite tenet. But obviously, like this past term, I was so involved in leadership, so I didn't have time. So if I were to go back, I would definitely do more service.
Me
I
too. Okay, never mind. Go, John.
I was gonna say the same
No.
exact thing as Thuyvi. I was gonna be like, oh, me too. I wish I was able to do more service, but it's just a really big struggle because like um being involved with like a lot of different things, it really limits your time, and so I really regret not being able to go out to more service events.
Okay, well, basically, I was gonna say the same thing as John and Cammie. I was really busy this past term, so I couldn't do more service. But it's also my favorite tenet and like a really big like stress reliever for me too. So I wish I went to more service.
All right, for me, first of all, I joined my first semester kind of late. So I wish I had maybe started like from the very beginning, gone to member induction and all that. It was actually Jonathan who brought me in halfway through the semester there. But besides that, I would have liked to have been more active, but you know, school gets in the way and everything, especially in the upperclassmen years. So besides that, everything else was good, I think.
All right. So this question is for maybe any of the seniors here who served on the club board. You could have also served on like the district board or any kind of board like that. I was just wondering how your experience with that leadership position was, and do you have any advice for the board? So this for the current board, what they should do, maybe the new members who just became board officers, and probably some advice for the officers who just finished their term. So yeah.
I guess I can go first. So I'm pretty sure like no one knows this, but during my second year, I served as the club's vice president of service. And okay, Olivia. um, and shut up. um, I would say for the current board officers, don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like a lot of people go into it thinking that they have to do their position alone, and that's never the case. You always have people behind you to support you, and so be really open with your board and just always be willing to reach out for help. Don't think that you can't ask past board officers too. I'm talking to you, Audrey. You can ask me for help if you need help. Um, and for board officers who just finished their term, it's okay to take a break. Like I took a break too as soon as I ended my term. Um, actually, I lied. I did Metro's special events chair, but uh, that's a whole different story though. Um, take a break and then always know that you can always come back to the club. I definitely took a break from the club level just to like focus on my own personal things at the time, and so don't be afraid to like come back to the club because the club is really welcoming and warm. They're always there for you, and the club's just a place where like they'll welcome you with like open arms. So don't be afraid to take a break because I know how it feels to be burnt out. Yeah.
I'm gonna go next. Okay. I think my biggest advice for board officers, and this is advice that I would have given myself, is just always remember like your original purpose and intention for applying for board and why you wanted to be a board officer. For me, at the time when I was technology chair back in 2015, 2016, I think. I basically always reminded myself like I wanted to create resources for general members. Like I wanted to do things to provide for general members. And that's kind of like basically a purpose that all board officers can follow, like doing things for your general members and remember that like what you're doing is for them. And yeah, and with awards, I didn't do my award. Actually, no, I did do my award, but I didn't do like an appointed board officer award. So I would just say like, don't feel pressure. Like awards are just awards. You can find recognition in like your general members and your board officers. For me at the time, there's a lot of personal things that got in the way of me finishing that award, and I felt really like down and stressed about not doing it. But in the end, like your term can only, or you can only find value in your term through your members. and your board officers. So just remember that. And for board officers that just finished, I'm going to add on to what John said. Take a break. Like, it's okay. Unlike John, I took a break and I stepped away from, no, wait. Oh my God, no, never mind. I was on a district committee, I think. But take a break, please. You need rest. Yeah, just take a break.
Okay, I'll go now. So 2 years ago, I was the marketing communications chair. Now it's called the PR chair. And like, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. It allowed me to like, get more involved in Circle K, which is what I had wanted. And then my advice for, what was the question again? My advice for people, board, future board?
Yeah,
Like
so
that.
like current board.
Okay. My advice would be that like, honestly, like, even though experience helps, it's really not necessary because like stuff like that can be taught, but like passion and like the willingness to learn is a lot more important. Because like if you have those, then you'll honestly be fine because you'll like passion will honestly like fuel like your position. Like you don't have to worry too much about like not knowing how to do something or like not really knowing about something because you also have the rest of your board to support you. And going off what like John and Mlou said, I definitely agree with everything they said. Definitely take a break. I didn't take a break either, but so this past term, I was the marketing communications chair for Metro. And to me, that was kind of a break since it was less like demanding since like club is more of like a daily type of like responsibility. Whereas like on the division level, it's not as like, I don't know, daily. So for me, that was a break. But definitely like if you are burnt out or like if you feel like you're too busy with something, like it's fine, like take a break. Like Circle K will always be there and you can always like come back. So yeah.
Okay, so I was actually the 1920 past special events chair. And for me, a big lesson that I learned was just to be like organized. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to lead these committee meetings and I'm like, what are we supposed to talk about? Let's just talk, I guess. So our meetings ended up being like really long and I feel really bad, but I think being on board was a great opportunity for me to build my relationships with a bunch of people in the club. Word of advice, just like be organized, I guess, and don't ask if you don't know what to be organized about, just ask someone. Be like, yo, what should I go, like what should I do going into this, like my first meeting? Then I should have asked that, which I didn't. And so eventually over time I learned, so I cut down my 8 meetings from 3 hours to 1 hour, so like the average time, so that was great. But yeah, I think stay organized and don't be pressured to, you might have a schedule, you might have things that like you want to happen during an event or like a certain something. It's okay if always like remember to be flexible because things are not always going to plan, but always have a plan, you know.
Okay, so for the next part of our senior Q&A, our senior panel is actually going to be an open Q&A session. So if any of you guys have questions, you can go ahead and ask. We will use the raise hand function. So if you don't already, open up the chat or just click participants and you should see a list, and then at the bottom it says raise hand. There's 3 buttons that should say invite, mute me, and raise hand. Click raise hand if you have a question. Okay, so we have a question from Ian Barcenas. What's it like graduating but having no ceremony? So if you would like to answer that question, you may.
Why do you have to do us like that, Ian? Damn. Like, you already know it hurts. But we're waiting for I'm waiting for the one in the fall. Hopefully, I know some other seniors are waiting for the one in the spring. So hopefully we could have it then.
Honestly, I feel like for someone who's been through college for so long now, it feels very unfulfilling to end like this. I've talked to Thuyvi about this a lot, where it just feels like you're ending without like the whole like last feeling, like oh last finals week, last midterm, and like it just doesn't feel the same being able to like have all those lasts, being able to like go to ultimate last man standing and being like fuck my life, I want can I cuss here? I'm sorry if I can't cuss. Oops. It's being recorded. I mean, I'm graduated. I don't care. Um, uh, it definitely feels very unfulfilling not being able to be like, I worked hard for this and I deserve it. It feels very like, eh.
I feel the same sentiment as John. I worked really hard. Like I was a dual major and I did a double minor, and I didn't sleep a lot. So like it just feels like I'm just going through like another normal week, and it's just not over. But I know it's over. And then in the fall, because I am going to, I'm not even sure if I'm going over there. And if they do plan to postpone the graduation till sometime in the fall, I might not even get to go. So yeah, it's kind of sad. But I'm trying to things that I can do and have control over. Like for instance, I play Animal Crossing, so I'm planning to make like a graduation ceremony and invite people that like I really care about to come and just like celebrate with me.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone else said too. It's just not having like an actual graduation to like, celebrate everything we've done for like the past like however many years you were in college. But I'm really glad to have like people who are always like there for me, because I've had like a handful of like friends and like other people do like virtual celebrations with me. So I've enjoyed that. And then also speaking of Animal Crossing, Tim's gonna have a graduation tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to that, and that's kind of the same thing because he's gonna decorate it like CSULB. So
For me, it's hard to say, kind of with nothing to compare it to, but for the most part, yeah, it's the same thing. It almost feels like a normal week, but at the same time, I'm also expecting like for there to be some celebration eventually. So I'm just kind of waiting for that. And aside from that, there definitely are some things that are missed out because of this whole thing. But yeah, so it just kind of feels normal for now. Yeah, Olivia says I have parties. That would have been this Saturday. But now that can't happen, so that's postponed as well. So whenever that happens, it happens, and I'll be looking forward to that for the most part.
Okay, so I see that Alan has a question. So Alan, go ahead.
What's your favorite quote? Any quote.
I have one. I don't know if I'm coding this correctly, but I think it's where there's a will, there's always a way. So no matter how like busy or like whatever you're doing, like if you really want to do it, then like make time, and like it will happen because you will like make time to do it. So that's something I live by.
For me, it's lame, but I think the quote that I kind of live by is if you guys watched A Cinderella Story, the quote on the wall, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I think that's probably one of the biggest moves ever. You shouldn't feel like you can't do something just because you feel like unqualified. Always go for it, and like who knows, you might surprise yourself. That's my favorite quote.
My quote is comparison is the thief of joy. And I just really like it a lot because I compare myself a lot to other people and it hurts. So I try to remember that quote. And yeah.
My favorite quote that I live by is "Be the leaf," and I feel like sometimes like when things aren't going my way, like I just kind of have to accept the situation and see like where it goes and just go with the flow. Yeah.
I guess for me, I don't really have a quote that I can recite off the top of my head. But the only quote I really know or like is "Never quote me," just because I think it's funny.
I have like a lot of favorite quotes, but like a quote that I've kind of like, I don't know if I made up, I guess, is like, you'll know, like, you don't know until you know. So, like, you don't really know what's the best for you until, like, you know. It's very, it sounds stupid, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that matters.
Okay. So since there are no hands raised, I'll ask a question. So if you can rewind back to your freshman year, right? What do you wish you would have known, and what advice would you have given to yourself?
Start looking for internships now.
For me, myself to partying. I partied way too much in my freshman year, and like even though my grades were just fine, my sleep was not fine, and sleep is very important.
For me, I would have told myself to like join clubs earlier because I didn't join anything until my sophomore year and freshman year. Like, okay, all I did was like pretty much socialize. So I am kind of on the same boat as Cammie. Like, I'm pretty sure like I still was able to maintain my grades because like school was really easy for me, but I didn't go to sleep until like 5 in the morning, like almost every day. Like it was bad. But I also dormed, so like I was already in my like home technically anyway. But yeah.
Advice I would give to myself, sorry, John, um, would probably be just encouraging myself to go to therapy early on because I was really hesitant my first year of college, even though it like my mental health was a mess. But once I did go, like it really helped me a lot and it helped me cope with everything. So it would just be to encourage going to therapy early
For me, I'd probably just let myself know that everything will be okay in the end. Like, I feel like freshman year, I spent a lot of time worrying about the future, and um, it's okay just to take a step back and like relax in the moment, and because everything will be okay. That's what I would say.
All right. So Justin had a question, so go ahead, Justin.
What was your favorite position in Circle K, and why did you feel that it was the most impactful?
I can go first. So I think by far my favorite position was vice president of service. So I've always been a really busy person ever since my freshman year. I've had like multiple jobs and then like other organizations to do. So I never really had the time to be able to go out to service projects. But for me personally, even though I don't have the time to be able to enjoy service, um, I want to be able to create those moments for people to be able to experience it. And so that was the whole reason behind me running for vice president of service was to be able to instill a sort of passion to people to see, let them be able to understand like the true meaning of service, seeing the impacts that they make personally, and that's the whole reason like behind why I love service so much too, because it is my favorite tenant out of all three tenants. Um, yeah.
on. Okay, go next. Okay. Um, I think so. My past positions, I've been technology chair. I was in the communications and marketing committee, family head, and I think that's it, hopefully. But I hope this counts, but I think my favorite position would be just being a general member, just because there's so much freedom as a general member. And I mean, it's really impactful being a board officer, and you do get to make like decisions like on a board level. But when you're a general member, it's just like, I don't know, it feels really good. As a general member, my first year, like a lot of the board officers kind of look to us for their input, and like, you know, I could see that what they wanted to do was for us, and it, like, I felt important. Oh my god. So that's why when I was going into my term, like, I wanted to do things for general members, because like at the heart of it all, like, general members are kind of like the base of the club. You can't have board officers without general members. So yeah.
I'm going next. I thought Paulyn was gonna go, but then she muted herself. I don't know honestly. Like I did marketing communications on the club level and then also on the division level. So like there was a lot of overlap. I enjoyed both, so I don't really know which one is my favorite. But being a general member was like very nice, since like, you know, all you do is go to events and enjoy it.
Okay. All right. So Audrey will be the last question. So go ahead, Audrey.
Can you guys hear me? All right. What what makes you like, or what made you the happiest in college, regardless of Circle K? It could be a hobby, friend, person, etc. Moment.
Because of college, I was able to go to study abroad and teach some English to Korean college students, so that was fun. I was able to also go to Japan because of that, and I was able to drink every day, so that was great.
For me, it was just meeting really genuine friends, and a lot of them did come from Circle K. I came into college just wanting to finish fast, but this club, I just felt like I met a lot of people who had like similar passions as I do, and just met people who love service as much as I do. So just getting to like be around supportive people who just root for me and support me in every way, like, means the world to me, and that really got me through college, and definitely confident in myself, or felt like everything was just so overwhelming.
I'm gonna go. Okay. I think what made me the happiest was probably just like mentorship. All the mentors that I've had within Circle K and outside Circle K, like guiding me and giving me advice and helping me with whatever I was struggling with, and also being a mentor and watching all my mentees like grow and see how much they've grown professionally, personally, like whether it was in Circle K or in their field of education or on any other type of professional level. Watching someone that you kind of mentor and watching them grow, it has a really big impact on you, because like, oh, that's your baby, but also not your baby. So it feels really good.
All right. For me, again, just the people are what made me happiest, you know, throughout college. And I'm not like a naturally social person in the first place, so having the environment to like kind of push me to be social and meet more people is what made me happiest, because, you know, I've met a lot of people that I'm still in contact with today from my very first year, and I don't think I would have had that without that yeah, Circle K in general, and people to push me, you know, to get involved or be more social.
since Thuyvi's last, I'll go in front of her. I love you, Thuyvi. Thuyvi is our mentee, so I can be mean to her. It's fine. Um, I would definitely say the biggest part in college that made the most for me was the people. You really meet a lot of different people throughout college, through internships, through clubs, through classes, through like research labs. You really get to experience like such like different people, and like you really do make like the closest friends in college. I would say I really have been able to meet really important people in my life through both people outside and inside of Circle K, and I'm just really grateful for all the friendships that I've made, because it really did help me mature a lot. Like I can look back to who I was like 4 years ago and know that I'm really different. And I would say it really was the atmosphere around me that helped shape me to who I am today. And so I'm happy with like who I am now because of everyone around me.
Can I go now? Is it my turn now? Okay. So for me, I think it would just be like freedom. Because like in high school, my curfew was at like 7 p.m. I wasn't like allowed to do a lot of things, in general. And like in college, I was able to grow and like explore more of like my interests, and like do other things. And like my parents still track me on their phone, like using Life 360, if you guys know what that is. But like, you can just find ways to work around that. So I enjoy like being able to like learn things on my own, and like be more of like an adult. Like I had to learn how to take a bus because I never knew how to take the bus before I like came here, and I had to learn how to like be responsible for like my own like finances and like make food, like stuff like that. So, and that really helped me to like grow and like be who I am today. So I enjoy this freedom, but will it last? I don't know.
All right. So I think everyone has answered, and it is 7 p.m. So this is going to conclude our senior panel. So I want to thank all of the graduating seniors who came and talked to us today, and all the seniors in general. Congratulations on your graduation. Thank you guys for sharing with us like all of your experience, and like I know like different people can take different things from what you shared. So really thank you guys for being here, and thank you for all your contributions to the club. Yeah.